Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mess Hall Podcast.
Hi.
It's great to have everybody here. It's great to have the food cam back. Last week we lost it because we had Kevin with us, but, it was still great to have the podcast on the go, and it was great to have a guest.
Yeah, it was. Just ignore me. Keep talking. Yeah, I think having guests, seeing people, there's still this awkwardness after COVID, but, trying to keep your distance. It's weird not shaking hands, or I saw one of my best friends I hadn't seen in a while, not hugging, but we did it. I mean, we kind of couldn't wear masks at that point, but.
Yeah, I think life is becoming normalized. We're starting to do stuff that we haven't done before since COVID.
We ate at the mall.
Yeah. Like we said, it tasted like disappointment. Well, that's how I described it. I wasn't, it was mall food. It's not what I wanted to do, but we were hungry and grumpy.
And it was there, and then we didn't have to decide on a place. We did, but not together, which then we ate at the same place anyway. But yeah, so let's get into it. I want to get going.
So do I. But you know what? I'm going to stop you before we even get going.
We have food cooling as we speak.
We do, but this is the 1 year anniversary of you being on the show. So
is it?
Congratulations.
Since the show got better.
Well, some people said it has. So
thanks, Mom.
But yeah, I don't know if this is the official 1 year anniversary, but I know I saw my timeline on Facebook where it showed pictures of the Chip episode that we did, and that was the first episode that we did together. So
I've been on for a year. I've enjoyed 8 months. No.
Which 8 months? Was it January, March?
No, they were
October.
not consecutive. It's like I said, I've been in love for 12 years, married for 16.
That's awesome. Kidding. Yeah, so like you said,
he assumes it's to him.
We have a lot of stuff here. Like you said, we got stuff cooling.
Yes.
But I'm pretty excited for this. This is the final week of our Edmonton Farmers Market stuff. So,
but oddly enough, we're starting with Calgary. Yeah, so shall I explain why we're starting with Calgary?
Because we bought this a long time ago at it wasn't.
It was Cochrane.
Yeah, it was Cochrane.
Yeah, so not that I bought pierogies in Cochrane, and not even for the podcast, but then they kind of fit in with what we're doing now and fill out for a nice episode. So I have jalapeno pierogies from Ukrainian Fine Foods, which has been around for over 30 years. I looked up a lot of pierogies. Pierogi, there's different spellings. There's Varenki. So they're from Central Europe and basically an unleavened dumpling. So, and there's, of course, the myth that Marco Polo brought them to Central Europe.
Is there anything that he didn't bring to Central Europe?
Or Italy. They just, things that he's credited for things that happened before he was born sometimes. So who knows? There's something to be said. There's a whole legend of this hyacinth, which I didn't know what that was besides the flower, which is a high priest and whatever. But anyway, let's go because we have a comparison. So I think I like them boiled better. He thinks he likes them fried better. I made both. Maybe I'll surprise myself or him. Let's try the just boiled one better because that's what I had in my mind. Because you boil them, then fry them. Then fry them. Then fry them. I just put a little bit of butter on them. We do have forks and stuff, but
we don't need forks.
They're all the way over there. Well, they're cold now, but
and you guys can't see Buster on the show, but he's right beside the food, ready to steal it at any moment.
Yeah, so if we have to go, he's going to take over. That was really good. Perfectly thick or perfectly thin, perfect rolled out dough. And I always think jalapenos taste a little bit earthy. I was saying dirty for years, but that's an insult. I'm going with earthy. But yeah.
I just got a jalapeno at the back of the throat there. And
was it earthy?
Yeah, it was good though. I liked it. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the fresh jalapeno in there instead of pickled jalapeno.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that people are starting to use fresh jalapeno instead of pickled jalapeno and a lot more stuff. So
Yeah. Yep. So that was it. Just boiled, delicious. Which I think I like the texture of dough better boiled. Also, I've seen a recipe for lazy pierogies. Have you seen this? So
No.
it's the filling and just in like a boil, like a pasta shell.
Oh,
And
interesting. So we're giving
I'm
the fried
intrigued.
ones a shot now.
And I put a little butter on the other ones just in case that like just melted at the end. Mustard's already. He's like, butter? Did someone say butter? Did someone say dumpling?
It's great to have you on the show, bud.
Well, he's like, oh, we're going to show. He backed up a little. Mm.
Maybe we should change the name of the food cam to the Buster Cam.
Oh, whatever. I don't think anyone minds. And if they do, there's something wrong with them watching this cute dog. What do you think?
I like the crunchiness of the fried more than the boiled of the dough. Like, and I think that's just a personal.
I mean, I don't dislike it. Oh,
the flavor inside. Let's start with what the commonalities were. The flavor inside was awesome. A little bit of cheesiness, the jalapeno, the softness, the fluffiness of the potato was all good. I liked it. The boiled was good, but I think it's just missing something. Like, and I think that's why it needs that fried. Yeah.
See, I'm not against them fried. I'm not saying that, but I think I like them boiled better. I find them chewier and just like.
And usually I like chewier dough.
I don't know if that's a word. Yeah, like, and that's what surprises me that you like them fried better.
Like if a bread is just a slightly touch underdone, I enjoy that. Like I really enjoy a really heavy bread. I
enjoy like taking fresh bread. Sorry, when it's a little underdone and smushing it down in like a piece to a little tiny ball and shoving that in my mouth. I remember doing that as a child. Anyone else?
But yeah, another thing that I really like is just like overcooked pasta. And you can judge me all you want, but I like my pasta overcooked. I don't like the crunch in it. Like, and when I cook in restaurants, I took my personality out of it, and I'd always cook it as best I could, like have that little tooth bite into it. But when I cook it at home, overcooked. Because I like the feel of it. I like that softness.
And it took me years. I think I remember cooking for you and being like, oh, sorry, I overcooked the pasta. And you being like, I like it that way. And I thought you were just being nice, but I should have known better. You like it better that way.
Yeah. So I'm surprised I like the pierogies better fried.
Yeah.
You know what it was missing, though? Was a nice
sour cream,
some fried onions.
Sausage on the side. It was missing a meal. Yeah.
But I think onions would go well with it because of that nice filling of the jalapeno inside.
Yeah. But so now the next thing I've never had or heard of, and I might be butchering how to say this word, parishki. If anyone else knows. I looked it up too and I forget. I think I forgot to save the card from this place, but it's two babas and a stove, and they've been around in Edmonton since 2000. So I forgot to save the thing that had, like, I had the ingredients, and it's dill and cottage cheese, but the name, I think, parishki, which is a yeast dough, and I didn't know if I should have baked it, boiled it, and baked it. I just baked it. So so unlike the pierogies, which is an unleavened dough, this is a yeast dough. So I know dill, cottage cheese are Avery's his favorite, but I'm really excited. It came with a sauce too, which we should have got, but it wouldn't have been good by now because we had these in the freezer for a couple of weeks now. We might get sick after today because we traveled from Edmonton and forgot to put these ones in the cooler. So,
or we could just be getting sick from Edmonton.
Well, everyone blames COVID. I've seen some pictures of meat-filled ones. That dough is so sweet. It's just like a perfect homemade bun, like a grandmother, a baba. Well, I never call my grandma that, not being Russian.
You're right. It does have this little sweetness to it. The dill is there. You said it was cottage cheese?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's something else in there to bind it together,
Mm.
but I don't know. It was.
Oh, I think there might be potato in this as well.
Yeah, because it doesn't have that cottage cheesiness grossness to it that I hate. I don't like the texture of cottage cheese. I'm a very texturized person when I eat shrimp, mushrooms. I don't like those textures, and I don't like the texture of cottage cheese.
I like it all.
But like that potato in there, there must have to be something in there to take away that.
I feel meat would be good, and it almost reminds me, I might be saying this wrong, and I think it's a Syrian Lebanese thing, flataya, which we used to get in Cape Breton. And I'm sure anyone from Cape Breton, it may be fataya, maybe there's not an L in there. It's been a couple of years since I had them, but I had some really good ones of those back home. So I don't know if you've ever heard of those or had them. There's a big Lebanese Syrian community in Cape Breton.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. I want to say Fall on Your Knees by Anne Marie MacDonald explored that, but that's been like 20 years since I read that book.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting her name and mixed up and even the name. But I feel like
more bread.
I was going to say I felt like that should have been meat. Like the potato in there was too much, but the potato in a pierogi isn't too much.
Yeah.
But maybe if we boiled
I think it's a different
first,
dough too, though.
Maybe I should have boiled it and then baked it. I don't know. If anyone knows, let us know. But I don't mean that as a bad thing, but I'm just saying Edmonton won if we're going to. Calgary won if we're going to do it that way. No, oh, yeah, you were right. I know what you were getting at, saying you wanted more bread. You know what was coming up. We have sesame za'atar flatbread. Now, from the Happy Camel, which has been in Edmonton since 1998, from Gerald and Sarah Lawson's home. And they sell at farmers market since then.
Yeah, they had a couple different things, and it looked really good.
A lot of pita, flatbread, yeah. So I looked up za'atar, which is a herb or a spice mixture. It seems to just be thyme. Or it's a spice mixture that has sesame seeds, sumac, and salt. Middle Eastern. I've never really had it, but this one had the za'atar spice mix as opposed to thyme. Yeah, and sometimes actually it's a condiment that's made with oregano, marjoram, toasted sesame seeds. And I did learn that the oil from thyme is called thymol, which is in Listerine.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know there was a oil made from thyme. So
yeah. I've heard of thyme extract.
Yeah, so. I guess if I was to make thyme oil, I'd infuse thyme with oil, like just cook it in.
Yeah.
And so
as opposed to milking it. So yeah.
I already had my piece because I wanted it right away.
And I thought it had in the freezer.
I thought it was really good. Like even though we did freeze it, it still had the freshness to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really soft. It had this nice little chewiness to it, but not too chewy. And I thought it tasted like almost like summer savory almost. It had this savory type herb flavor to it, which was nice.
Yeah, and some of them have like oregano, marjoram. Maybe there is. I think everyone has their own kind of recipe. This one just said za'atar spice. So
yeah.
I think it doesn't seem like a stretch that someone would put summer savory in theirs, but I feel like it's not because it's dry, but I feel like I want to dip it in a flavored oil, like specifically more than even hummus or something. And now when I dip my bread, I don't always use vinegar and oil. I just use the balsamic vinegar, but I feel like this would be really good in a nice olive oil.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it is definitely made for dipping. Like, I think it needs something stronger than just hummus. Like, I'm a big butter chicken fan. I can't make butter chicken for the life of me, though. But I think it would be really good for butter chicken. Butter chicken is one of those things that has eluded me with making it good throughout my whole career.
I've learned that I could just buy the sauce in a can, and it's almost the same as me making it.
But I think it's when we first moved to Calgary, and we went out with somebody that you work with, Glenn, and we had really good East Indian food. And I think that raised the bar so much for me that anything after that is just not as good.
I don't even, yeah, oh yeah, we had butter chicken then. I think anytime, I've actually learned not to make good butter chicken, but to make good, healthy butter chicken. So with chicken breast and like some Greek yogurt. So, but I wouldn't compare that to good butter chicken. It's just a good healthy dish. I know there shouldn't be a difference between healthy and good, but in this case, yeah. So I wonder what it would be like dipped, say, in salsa.
Like a pineapple-y type salsa?
Yeah, that might be good. Specifically from the El Gringo food company out of Edmonton, because we have a pineapple salsa, and basically they just decide to make their own salsas, and their kind of catchphrase is no boring salsa here. So I looked up salsa. The first salsa company to make salsa as a company and sell it canned or like jarred was Pace back in 1947 in Texas, Paris, Texas. Yeah, May is National Salsa Month.
Obviously.
And between 1988 and 1992, the increase of households buying salsa increased from 16% to 36%. There was just a big spike. Again, we might get sick because we opened this and I didn't realize it was open, and I took it out of the fridge and left it out of the fridge for a week before I realized that it had been open. Russell opened it. He was obsessed with it.
It does not look boring. It like big chunks of stuff.
It doesn't look like I'm going to get anything from it, am I? And that's not the company's fault. I didn't expect the pineapple like to be so chunky, like
yeah, that's what I mean.
Or prominent. Yeah.
It's so juicy too. Like there's just so many big chunks, and
I got like a little chili or something.
I'm double dipping. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like I want red nachos with that. Like specifically red. Red, they taste the same, I think. But the red would look really nice. Or even the big blue ones. Artisanal tortilla chips. So yeah. I'm getting full. There was a lot of carbs right at the beginning there. I feel like I need a drink. Or four.
Or four, yeah.
Or four, a drink or four. So this is from, it took me a little while because it says Tumbler and Rocks, and I thought that was the company, and it took me a while to find the information, but it's actually the Fort Distillery out of Fort Saskatchewan, which is right outside of Edmonton.
Yeah. Nice city, like nice little town.
Yeah, we stayed there before when we went to Edmonton, but stayed there. So they make single-serve, ready-to-pour craft cocktails. And we couldn't decide, and look at how cute these bottles were. So we got all four. I think there was just a 4 type. We got all 4.
Yeah. I think there was only the 4 too.
So we're going to start with Cosmos. Now, recipes for Cosmos have been around since 1934, but it didn't have a name. And then there's so many stories. I invented, this person invented, blah, blah, blah. But basically, there's one story that says a bartender made it and said, while drinking it, oh, how cosmopolitan. People from New York say they made it, or originated in San Francisco. One story is that this bartender made it because people wanted to be seen with a martini glass and thought that was cool. So, but not everyone liked martinis. So Cosmo was made from that. And then the cranberry juice made it pretty. That's kind of, I heard a cosmopolitan. I always think of Sex in the City. Nope. Yes, that's Sex in the City. I was thinking I was wrong, but yeah. I also came across a recipe for a Constipolitan, which is made with prune juice instead of cranberry. And I also watched a bit of a hilarious clip with Seth Meyers and Ina Garten day drinking, and they had Cosmos.
And if anybody is wondering, when I had the shot glass up to the camera, yes, that is a Mezcal Podcast shot glass.
Why do I only have this little bit and you have that amount? Someone thinks I drink too much, but doesn't want to say it.
I'm trying to pace yourself.
Should we cheers?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in you.
We're likely to break our glasses. Ooh, that's strong. I've had Cosmos and I don't remember them being that strong. But I think it's probably good. Then I wouldn't just down it like
I think it just needs a little bit of ice.
They did. It specifically says to pour over ice, and we.
Yeah.
We then need a bigger glass and pour more and get the ice or we should have made tiny little ice cubes, but I feel like I wanted a little more cranberry.
Okay.
Not because of the strength, like not because of the alcohol. I just can't taste the cranberry, or maybe the ones I had extra cranberry juice, and that's what
about
I'm
just
used
like
to.
a frozen cranberry in there?
Ooh, at Christmas time. By Christmas, I mean September 14th. But yeah, I like that we didn't. I don't like to make cocktails because I'm lazy. I usually just open a beer, open a bottle of wine, maybe a cider, because I'm too lazy to make cocktails. And then you have to pour and measure, and I don't drink.
Yeah.
But when I go out, I'll often buy a cocktail.
Yeah. I agree. Sometimes it's just a hassle. I know, especially you make the first one, you make the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one, you get starting to get sloppy in the kitchen, and it starts to make a mess. And by the seventh or eighth one, there's crap everywhere. And
I don't know if anyone's ever had my strawberry margaritas that is watching. I'm talking to you, Maureen. So frozen strawberries, and they start out, I like them strong, or did.
I remember.
And they get stronger and stronger sometimes by the time guests there, they can't even drink them. And then they get stronger and you wake up with a sticky pink kitchen. And especially if, say, you drink the night before your birthday and that's how your birthday is.
I remember going to your birthday party in Halifax before we started dating. I think it must have been your 35th birthday or something.
I think I was 22.
And yeah, no, you must have been older than 22.
I wasn't, maybe 20. I was thinking, or was it younger?
27. We'll meet in the middle, 27. But yeah, I remember you having strawberry margaritas there, and your kitchen was all red.
Actually, it's happened more than once. I remember that happened when we lived in North Street. Do we live in North Street?
Oh, I remember grasshoppers.
Oh, we have some bad ones, but we don't have any margaritas or grasshoppers. The next thing we have are daiquiris, which I've never made. I think I've had some. Apparently, I think we talked about daiquiris before, made in Cuba. Sometimes some of the origin stories, and there's no clear thing. I just get tired of saying this is what everyone fights about. But apparently they gained popularity after World War II when whiskey and vodka were rationed during the war. So rum was more available. So daiquiris became popular. I don't know. This got me down some weird rabbit hole, but I found that the strongest daiquiri is from the Cajun Daiquiri and Cafe, and it's called Sex in a Jeep. And it has all 4 flavors of Sex on the Beach, strawberry, jungle juice, and Cajun adjustment.
Jungle juice.
But Sex in a Jeep, that's the specific name.
Well, I'm going back to look at the Cosmopolitan here. And right on the back.
It says homemade raspberry syrup, doesn't it? Not cranberry.
Fresh raspberries and craft vodka add a whole new level of flavor to the effortless, delicious Cosmopolitan. Shake, pour over ice. Because I was looking at this. Enjoy a taste of the Caribbean with our Alberta distilled cane spirit. Ooh, I like cane spirit.
Cane spirit.
Because listen to the Romero rum episode a couple months back or last month, and I talk about the difference between cane spirit and rum. I wonder if they got the cane spirit from somewhere in Calgary. That'd be interesting. I should find out, because if these guys are making rum too, I'd love to try it.
Yeah. Now, when you say cane spirit, what I think is the Muppets Christmas Carol, when Michael Caine played like Scrooge, but I think he played Scrooge, or was he one of the spirits? But I just have this image of him.
Oh,
this is really good.
I
was expecting to like the Cosmo the best, but no offense to the Cosmo, but this is nice. This is summer.
Oh yeah,
It's very limey.
It is, but really
In a
good.
good way.
I think not ice, crushed ice.
That's what I picture.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, I don't think that bottle's going to last through the night. Thank God I'm not working tomorrow.
It's only a single serve, so yeah. So the next thing we have is an old fashioned, which I think I've had, but I'm not sure. Often old fashions are made.
Oh, hey everybody! I think we're back. I hope we're back. I think a little bit of internet malfunction there again.
If anyone was watching on my Facebook, sorry guys, I just end it.
Yeah, so like Lena said, we're about to have an old fashioned. Our nod to the classic old fashioned using Alberta gin and Canadian maple syrup. That sounds delicious.
Yeah. Oh, and I did say the definition of cocktail, which was spirit, sugar, water, and bitters. Dates back to a newspaper saying that in May 1806. I've lost my voice now. Feel like a good old fashioned will make that feel like Don Draper, who that was his drink.
Was that Mad Men? I never watched Mad Men. But I do like John Hamm. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's hilarious,
but
too.
I don't know if you would like Mad Men. I don't think it's your thing, but I really enjoyed it. It almost tastes like cinnamony. I guess I've never really had Angostura bitters. Do they taste like cinnamon? Anyone?
No, it's fine. I personally like the daiquiri better, but
yeah,
it was good. I wouldn't turn that away or anything.
Yeah, so the next one I think you might not like just because it has coffee in it. Do you want to pass me the bottle, please? It's a Shaft. So invented in Alberta, the Shaft combines our two favorite things, booze and coffee, sweetened with Alberta honey. Now, apparently, Mark Smith of The Living Room, people say in Calgary that he invented it, but people were like, oh, it was already popular before that in Victoria, and we'll see.
I do like The Living Room. I've only eaten there once, and I had like sous vide short ribs. Oh. They were delicious.
I think I had a staff Christmas party there. I don't know, please. I don't know if like it's gonna be coffee. Will that affect me this late? Probably not. Oh, that smells like a cold brew. That smell. Oh, this just tastes like coffee.
Smells almost like Kahlua.
Well, Kahlua is a coffee liqueur, so
maybe Maybe I'll make a White Russian afterwards.
Yeah. But the bad thing about it is it just tastes like coffee as opposed to alcohol.
Yeah.
And I could see me downing one of these first thing in the morning. Not really.
Yes, you could.
Second thing in the morning after my actual coffee.
Mix this in with your coffee.
A little bit of cream. Yeah. No, that's good. I picture that you would want to mix some milk into it, like a White Russian.
Yeah.
But it's very coffee, and that's not a bad thing. It's nice and sweet, though. It's not too bitter.
Yeah. I appreciate it, but I'm not a big coffee fan, so I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But if that's what they were going for, they hit it. Like, just that coffee flavor.
I think they were. I think.
Yeah. Had a nice little sweetness to it as well.
Like local honey.
Yeah.
I could taste the.
I wonder when they say local honey, I wonder if
Is it canola?
No, I wonder which honey they used in it.
Like clover and I just wondered if you can get canola honey. There's a lot of canola, so they're like yellow flowers, but I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
Honey. I'm gonna to all my beekeeper friends. Actually, I do know someone who keeps bees, but I have that question. Or if anyone knows,
let us know.
And you get canola honey. But so everything was good. It started out heavy.
Yeah, it did, but heavy good. Like
I feel like we needed a sweet to kind of like pull this whole like not charcuterie board, but this whole little sample or sampler session together.
Just like a dessert pierogi.
Which exists.
Like an apple pie or a blueberry. Maybe that's what I'll make this week. I got a whole bunch of blueberries, so I'll make blueberry pierogies.
There you go, and I won't be against that. Now, will we boil them or fry them?
I think fried with a little bit of reduced cream in it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to be stuffed and already thinking about overeating something later in the week. That's always good. So what did you think? What was...
I thought the salsa was good. Mm-hmm. The pierogies were good. I wasn't a big fan of the pierogi just because I don't like dill.
Yeah.
But
I knew
that dough in it was really sweet, and I like that.
I think we'll just have to try another type. Even the same company. It wasn't a dig on the company.
I think if we tried the same company, what they would make would be amazing. Because like I said, the filling was nice if that's what you're going for. Yeah. But I just, that's a personal taste on my part. Same as the shaft. I wasn't a big fan of the shaft. But I said I really appreciate what they did, because if they're going for that sweet coffee flavor, they hit it.
Yeah.
But that daiquiri, that was good. Like, I'm looking forward to having some more of that. You're not allowed to have it. You can have some of the other ones.
Not allowed. Really? What are you going to do? How are you going to stop me?
Well, I'm going to put it over here and keep it
and
by my side.
I'm going to sit here and not fit. Yeah. See, the shaft was one of my favorite things. I liked it more than the daiquiri not because I don't think that's right.
But I thought that salsa was good too. They had a whole bunch of different. They didn't have a whole bunch.
Yeah,
but I think they had like 3 or 4 other ones. I think maybe a peach habanero.
Maybe a chipotle something.
The salsa verde, maybe.
Good.
But
I feel like we need a drink. I wish this was now 2 weeks ago. Drink on the patio, a balcony, with some nachos and some salsa.
Yeah,
a good afternoon.
I think those with like a very plain nacho, maybe just like nacho chips and cheese with that salsa.
Oh no, I just thought plain and dip it in.
Well, I still want nachos.
I have this thing where I like salsa, especially out of the cupboard. Like you open it, you have to refrigerate it once open, but so it's room temperature that first time you eat it, and that's how I like salsa the best. And then you refrigerate it, and then it often will sit in the fridge a little longer. I just like it. And you can't recreate that. You can't just let it come to room temperature and heat it. It has to be right from that jar. Although I buy some refrigerated ones too that I really like. But the shaft was my favorite thing. That I think second by the pierogies with the jalapeno.
Yeah, those were good too.
Yeah, everything was good. That flatbread was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything. I'm spent. I'm in a carb high.
Yeah.
Well, I was on a high. I'm now like on a low. I don't know. I've lost my energy. Buster's wondering what he can have. He's like, that's too much alcohol. I can't have any of that. He's pretty disappointed. We didn't leave the room enough for him to steal anything. But yeah, it didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
The farmers markets have definitely given us some interesting ingredients. Some we still have in our cupboard and have in hand, like on hand.
Like we still have some of our hot sauces.
Well, yeah, we have that like green
that beet
sauce.
one. Yeah, the Southwest.
The shallots. We have the dehydrated chili garlic.
But those are going away quick. Those were really good.
Yeah.
I don't know
because
if
they don't leave it on the counter or they'd be gone.
Yeah. I think they may have been the find of the summer.
Yep. Yeah, they might.
They
at
were
least
really
the most
good.
Versatile thing.
Yeah. But we had so many good things. That vegan cheese sauce comes to mind.
Yeah, that was good.
That
peach moonshine.
Yeah, I know you had a glass of it during the week just on ice, which looked very tempting.
Yeah.
These drinks were really good.
Yeah.
There were so many good things. I don't know if we had like a bad thing.
No.
Like personal flavors have been favorites. No, but
our favorite flavors.
But some personal things that I don't like. But they still weren't bad items.
No.
Is what I'm trying to say. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean they were bad.
Yeah, you don't like coffee. Why would you like a coffee?
Yeah, but it was still good.
I talked him into it. They had 4 cute little bottles. I'm like, we're getting all 4 cute little bottles, and I like coffee. So,
yeah. But everything was good. I think we had a lot of good stuff this summer. And there's a lot of good Albertan food out there and a lot of good independent producers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you get out. I know farmers markets are almost done for the year, but Christmas markets are coming up. So if you can get to those, get some good homemade stuff.
And depending where you live, there are year-round ones.
Yeah.
We have some year-round, but
yeah,
I do think we might try to get out though. It's still not the end of farmers season, farmers market season. Apples are out. Coronation grapes should be out soon.
Yeah. Pumpkin spice.
I just made not necessarily at farmers markets. I just made some raisins, but I'm hoping to get some coronation grapes and make some raisins out of those.
I know we have a Pop-Tarts episode coming up. I think that's going to be a ton of fun. I really like the variety that we have. We got 5.
We'll see. You'll see. It's a surprise for you guys.
I'm just going to say we got some pretty awesome Pop-Tarts
that I'd never heard of.
So some exciting stuff coming out of the pipeline, and we're coming up to episode 150. So I don't know if we're going to try to do something spectacular with that or not. It'd be awesome to get a super awesome guest, but with COVID, it's going to be kind of hard.
We'll have you on again, Kevin, I guess.
Yeah, Kevin might make a reappearance. I know we've already talked to him about one thing, so it'd be awesome to have him back on.
Yeah.
So I think we'll hopefully get some returning guests that we've had in the past. That's easy to social distance with, and
as our comfort level grows and our bubble, or no, as I think social distance just becomes a way it is. Everyone knows to just stay back from each other, and you can talk and
and that's what we do. It's been naturally easy. So
so I think after all those problems with internet, I think we're done. I have some drinking to do.
Yeah, so do I. So see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.